guys, now we have Portia and Drew. Now look, let me be honest with you. I felt like I like how the first episode was in that to be continued moment, right? Where they're pretty much, Shamia's pretty much asking the question about, what's the relationship between Drew and Dennis? And if we don't know who Dennis is the child's father of Portia. So it seems as if, Dennis and Drew have been extremely close. It seems like Drew had asked Dennis to be, her manager for her music career. And clearly he accepted because, this was even before filming even started for Atlanta Housewives, that, I was on social media and I had always saw that, her and Dennis were in the studio, that she was recording, and I always saw that, anytime she put something out, when it pertained to a single or a song of hers, that she always, tagged him on it. And so I was like, what is it that they have going on there? And I'm not going to lie, I too thought that, okay, are they together? Look, is Portia really is Portia really receiving this karma, from all these different directions? And I'm like, that would be crazy if Drew was really dating Dennis, considering, everything that, she had witnessed Portia go through. But not just that, but the fact that, Drew and Portia, from what I knew from years, they have been besties. They have been very close. So, I was saying to myself, if Drew and Dennis did decide to, go that route, that it would be low, it would be dirty, but at the same time, I think people would overlook it only because they look at, how Portia and Simon got together, that whole ordeal of it all. And so I think that's one time they would give Drew grace, but it still doesn't, I still wouldn't condone it. I still wouldn't say that, that's something that would be right. Because it's a question of, damn, were you ever my friend for you to feel that secure to be able to, speak to someone on that level, or, take it a step further when it comes to a relationship? If you would feel that secure to do that, it would make me question, were you ever even my friend to begin with, And so I can somewhat see the frustration with Portia, but to be completely honest, Portia really didn't care if Drew and Dennis were in a relationship. Portia was looking at the logistics of it all. It appears that, Drew wanted to make sure she had dialogue, for her storyline, right? So I don't think it was Drew's intentions to have Ralph on the show as much as she has before, considering that they are not on good terms and that, they are going through this nasty divorce. So she had to find, and let's be honest, Ralph was always her running storyline. So, if her and Ralph are not in a good place and you remove him out of the equation, then what do you really have of Drew? You know what I mean? And so I know that she wanted to keep the narration very spicy and very juicy for herself, to allow herself to remain relevant on the show. So I feel as if that could be one of the reasons why she reached out to Dennis, and she knew that to the audience, to us watching, that would cause a lot of friction, and there would be a lot of the pot would be stirred for us to stay engaged, to wonder what truly is going on between them. So again, it's all about strategics, the same thing that Kenya did, but I understand why Drew did what she did. But in Portia's mind, look, she already is going through a nasty divorce, right? You know, she's refusing to have Simon on the show. Really, Simon is refusing to be on the show to make it harder for Portia to, you know, have a dialogue and a storyline. So Portia had to reach out to Dennis to be able to have, you know, a running storyline, you know, for herself. And her main thing was, if Drew is reaching out to him, needing him and wanting him to film, then that's taken away from the narration that Portia needs for her storyline. So that's the reason why Portia appears to be upset, and why, you know, she is making things a big issue. And the fact that she feels like, you know, she didn't get that approval nor authorization from, that Drew didn't get the approval nor authorization from Portia, is what is pretty much setting her over the edge. And so I think she feels like, look, you know, we are good enough friends for you to have reached out to me, and for you to, you know, pretty much come to me as a friend to say, hey, this is what I'm wanting to do, so that way she wouldn't appear to feel blindsided. That's just my take. You know, I could be wrong, but, you know, I do understand the frustration that Portia has. But that is also going to be another story that is going to unfold, because, I mean, Drew is alleging that, you know, there is nothing between her and Dennis, but, you know, like they say, the streets are talking. The streets are saying otherwise. You know, they're saying that, you know, you guys are out together at, you know, these different nightclubs. You guys look very, very chummy together. You guys are even matching, you know, when you're going out. And we all know that's not something that's just coincidental. That's something that you guys have strategically put together. But who's also to say that, I mean, hey, you know, the paparazzi is, they're everywhere when you're out in places like that. So who's to say that they didn't do that purposely, just to, you know, get something going and get the pot stirred. Again, everything is all about strategics when it's all said and done, and that's what keeps us engaged. And look, this is one of the reasons why I love this franchise, because there's always going to be something that's going to keep you watching, that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, and I'm all for it. For more information like this plus more, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and comment as well. And a new episode is coming your way this week.